I'm Shannon Slaight, and I am the artist who has a current exhibition up at the Prairie Arts Gallery here in Princeton, Illinois. My show will be open up to the whole month of August. It's titled Shapeshifter, and the opening reception will be August 2nd from 6 to 8. I hope that you join us for refreshments and discussion and looking at lots of different art and enjoying each other. A lot of what I make is me processing things in my life. So I've been through a lot of tragic things in my life, and I think what helps me organize my thoughts and put them into compartments is to be able to talk about, well, this does this, but this is how I feel like this. This color relates to this, and this shape does this. So I want them to have a conversation to do this, because that's what I experienced. Does that make sense? And so a lot of times what you're seeing in my artwork is it's like maybe in a moment or an event that happened in my life personally, and that's where my artwork is thriving right now. When I first started making artwork, it had a lot more to do with me just finding relationships with color, form, shapes, and patterns. But then I realized that you can't do anything without it really having a meaning, right? You can't, I mean, you can, but like, that's not exciting. And so what I noticed is that if I put more thought into my work in regards to like, well, this does this because of this, and this does that because of that, I grew much closer to my artwork, and I could tell a story when I met people to look at my artwork. And what I realized was what I was doing is I was creating a lot of narrative within my artwork, and I was basically divulging or being vulnerable with my audience by talking about what was going on in the image, whether that's a 2D work or a 3D work, because I've been primarily just a 3D ceramic artist, but I do dabble in 2D work as well. I think that connection of me being vulnerable with people and telling my story, my narrative, is what really pushes me to talk to people and make art. I'm very much into plants and nature, like these organic objects. So I was thinking about this dualistic kind of idea about this more like organic, flowy, soft, vibrant kind of artwork versus this kind of rigid, patterny, almost barrier-esque kind of shapes, right? And so what I was thinking is that it's okay for them to exist in one place, right? So in that object, what you see is this very laid out color plan of one that's very like lush and green with flowers and vines that go all over the place, and her hair is vines that's growing as well. But then on the right side, you see this other woman, and she has more of this kind of like beautiful patterning images that has these like faceted pattern pieces, but also they match what the objects are that are on the piece that are kind of these faceted gems or rock kind of objects. But they're one entity. One of the things that I tied them together with was this very historical ceramic thing called kintsugi. Kintsugi is this tradition in Japanese ceramics where you revere something that is so precious to you. It may be like an old object, or it might be a object that's been in your family for a while, but it has all this history, but maybe it's broken, but you don't want to just throw it away, right? And so I was thinking about this idea of like tragedies that I've been through, events that I've been through, multiple changes, which is why I also named it Shapeshifter, because I felt like I was constantly like, no, I'm doing this, and now I'm doing this. And so this idea of myself as a vessel, right? And even though there's these two entities that are one person, in the Japanese culture, to make something remain beautiful and revered and to continue using the object, they'll take actual gold and like adhere it together and make it whole again. And it's not seen as shameful or bad, that the object broke, but more so that it's just more beautiful, and this idea of this life and this journey that we all go through, that these objects go through, that they will still get to continue and remain and have life regardless of the things that it's been through or what you've been through. So I was thinking about that object in that sense, not only as myself as a vessel of constantly mending myself and constantly fixing things or making things better, but also this object that I wanted to convey this idea of mending and making two things one object. I'm Shannon Slaight. I'm the current artist at the Prairie Arts Gallery here in Princeton, Illinois. The title of my exhibition is called Shapeshifter, and it will be open for the whole month of August. If you'd like to come visit the show and look at the work, it will be open on Saturdays and Sundays from 1 to 3 p.m. every Saturday and Sunday.